Bro, I'm sitting here watching Sila Salome, and it was supposed to be I called it late, man. I forgot all about it, and I didn't get in here until like 2 hours in. So anyway, I was supposed to be watching this Sila Shalom versus Ben Dawid Yermahu. These freaking names, man, I swear, bro. Why can't y'all just have normal names that's easy to pronounce? Who is God, God, and Lord? Anyway, man, bruh. Oh my gosh. As he was just talking about, like, the God that you hold in mind when you die and you go on into the spirit world, like the God that you're believing in is the God that entraps you, and like then it's like, oh my gosh, bro, this is so deep. This is deeper than I ever thought it could go, bro. Like, oh my gosh. But it brought up the fact, like, I remember thinking in my head a lot, and these thoughts just come into mind, like, what is heaven gonna really be like? Like, are we really just gonna be bowing down saying, I worship you and this and this and that? Like, I mean, wouldn't that get boring after a while? And like, what would be the point of that? Like, I never understood that, right? So like, it was never really in my mind to like think that heaven was that, and so it was always there. So I was always searching for, what is the truth about heaven and or hell. I always wanted to know the truth about this. So in my journey, I have found that yeah, that's a deception, bro. There's no way that the creator of all life requires us to just bow down and worship him all day long. I mean, of course he adores, the admiration and the praise from, for being the creator, but he gave us a life to live, and he gets joy and happiness in us living and fulfilling our desires and our wants, as long as it's righteous, as long as it's within his eternal laws and we're not breaking his eternal laws. He rejoices in us. He rejoices in us living a fulfilling life. This is what he desired for us, to live a happy, a long, fulfilling life. Doing all of the things that we desire to make us happy. Okay? We were created to be happy. And yeah, we were forced to be miserable. It was literally forced upon us. It was literally forced upon me, okay? Since I was born, it was literally forced. Flesh eating was forced upon me. Eating junk food and all of this was forced upon me, I didn't know no better. I just did what, I was taught. I ate what I was fed, I didn't know no better. So like, I sit and ponder these things. And the reason why I love the Father so much is because he is the one that gives a choice. He's the one that gave us all the choice to choose him. We can freely choose him, or we can stay bound to Satan, who has basically kidnapped us and force-fed us. Like, he's force-fed us. He's force-fed us everything, bro. He ain't asked. He didn't ask if you wanted to be a cannibal and eat humans. He didn't ask you that. No, he just put it in your food. He just put it in your drinks. He just put it in your cosmetics. He just put it in all these things. He didn't ask whether you wanted to be heartless and be a part of such a cruel act, the merciless treatment against the animals and slaughterhouses? He didn't ask if you really wanted to be a part of it. He didn't break it down and make you really know what the hell goes on to these innocent creatures of the Most High that He created, gave the breath of life, and cares and loves them. Like, He cares for them. He loves them. But Satan didn't ask you if you would have a problem with the way that these animals are treated so that they can wind up dead on your plate. He didn't explain all of this to you. You're clueless. You got your head in the sand. You don't know no better. Ignorance is bliss, right? But yet you're sick. You're obese. Morbidly obese. I got to be morbidly obese. Freaking like 5'4", damn near 400 pounds. Can you imagine how hard it was for me to get around? I literally got to the point to where I was riding the freaking Walmart, that freaking ride-along thing around the freaking store. Yeah, I did it. When I was at my biggest point, and I had such shame. I hated myself. I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know that I was supposed to love myself. I was taught all my life to hate myself. And I was never liked by anybody, really. It was very few people. Like, I basically irked people. People just, I'm not really liked. And I've never really been liked. My whole life, people just don't like me. Even those that you would think were righteous. I'm meant to be alone, apparently, Like, I don't even know how I got on this. But it's like, bruh, I've always been set apart. I've always been different. And, I had to grow to like my own company, to love myself. And now that I love myself, people dislike me even more. Can you imagine? It's so crazy. It's so crazy. And it's like the closer I grow to the Father, and the deeper I get in the Spirit, the more detached people become, and like I've come to embrace it, because it's like, obviously the Father has me alone for a reason, because I'm showing love to people. It's not like I'm pushing people away. It's not like I'm doing it, It is something else, bro. It's literally something else, because I literally love my neighbor as I do myself. I show love to people, but yet at the same time, I've pretty much got nothing but hate. It's so crazy to me. It's ironic, it doesn't make sense. But the Father has me doing this channel, and bruh, I keep saying I got so much to come, but oh my gosh, you cannot even imagine, because I got this right here. There's something else that I am going to record very soon, and that is of the sealed portion. And because I don't want to get into it right now, so I'm going to do that later. But I was reading last night and this morning. I think it was chapter 66 into chapter 67. Yeah, it was chapter 66, and then I think I read the synopsis. Did I read chapter 65? I don't even remember now, man. I don't even remember now. I read a lot. I kept falling asleep last night as I was trying to read. And then even this morning when I woke up, because I woke up around 6 something, And that's the first thing I wanted to do was get back into the sealed portion because, bruh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And it just explains these things that is already in my spirit. It breaks it down in simplicity. Yet I had never read this before. So oh, okay. So yeah, I read chapter. So between last night and this morning, I read chapter 66 and 67. Okay, and so now I'm on chapter 68. But I am gonna do a video on chapter 67, starting around verse 47 or so. I don't remember exactly where, but I did jot down a note. And that's another thing, bruh. I got so many notes. It's like when I'm reading, the Father will quicken in my spirit. Jot this down, because I want to need you to bring this out. So I'll jot it down. Because I know that I'm gonna be bringing it out, because the Father pointed it out. And it's a lot. It's such a lot. Oh my gosh. Because when I was doing my community service, I took notes then. I took notes then. I think I only put out maybe one video worth of notes, okay? But I took a lot of notes. And so and this is all dealing with prophecy, okay? And it's dealing with the times that we're living in. So it is very pertinent that I get this information out, because the Father has clearly given it to me. So because he's given it to me, and I have the mandate to bring these things out, because there's a reason he gave it to me. He wouldn't have gave it to me just for me to hide it, right? And the reason he has me alone and set apart is to give me time to bring these things out. Yeah, if I was surrounded by people, I couldn't just pick up my phone and just begin to talk to the world like I'm doing now. So I think this is all the Spirit, Let me see how much time this is. If it's not too long, it's only 12 minutes. So, basically, I guess I can go ahead and do it now. Yeah, because this is important. See, man, I was just talking about this. Look, I might start a little further up, okay? Because people need to understand this. People got the Most High twisted, bro. See, they mixed good with evil, okay? They mixed evil with good. This is what they did, so they twisted and they warped. They corrupted the word of the Most High, People want to say that the Bible is his word, but you're not taking into account that wicked people had their grubby hands on it. Wicked people are who compiled the so-called Holy Bible. They're the ones that, deemed what they said was credible or not. Like, bro, why are you putting your trust and faith in these wicked ass people? Okay, you gotta understand, you got the Most High twisted with some freaking devil. Okay, Satan said he would be like the Most High. He said he would set himself up like the Most High. You're not even questioning how and where. You're not questioning nothing about his tactics and how he carried out this act. And your Bible tells you that he deceiveth the whole world, but yet you think you can't be deceived. Let me just start. Oh my gosh, because I can just go on and on and on, and this is quite a long chapter. I think it's like 100 verses. All right. Oh, goodness sakes. Let me start at verse 32. As a matter of fact, I should give me some water first. So give me a second. So yeah, this is gonna be chapter 67, starting at verse 32. Because people got the Most High twisted, and we about to correct that. Because He is all good. He is all love. He created us to be happy. You know, He created us to live a fulfilling life. But yet we were kidnapped by Satan and all his minions, and we were forced to participate in this satanic beast system. Oh, goodness sakes. Okay. And now, all of us know those things which cause us enduring happiness, and also those things which cause us a moment of happiness. Okay, let me read that again. And now, all of us know those things which cause us enduring happiness, and also those things which cause us a moment of happiness, which things are temporary, and afterwards reward us with misery, which is the absence of happiness. And these things which give unto us this temporary happiness, and then give back unto us misery thereafter, are sins against the Most High. These are those things which are wickedness and unrighteousness, and against that which the holy prophets and the scriptures speak. But that which bringeth us continual joy, and places us in a state of happiness that is never ending, yeah, these things are the righteous things of the Most High, and have been given unto us by the Father for our happiness. Behold, the Father desireth us to be happy forever. He does not want us to experience misery, and then at times fleeting joy that does not remain with us. For this purpose we were created by Him, even that we might have joy, and remain in a state of happiness forever. Okay, let me pause. This will keep us in a state of happiness forever. Because guess what? The Father, He gets happiness and joy from our happiness and joy. Okay? He does not want us to be in pain and in misery. Okay? Satan forced this upon us. Alright? Verse 36. And now, there are many who say that there does not exist upon the earth those things that bring continual happiness unto us. So some people will say, well, that don't exist. That don't exist upon the earth. You got to take the good with the bad. That's Satan mixing his evil in with the good of the Father, okay? Yeah, they say that the world is full of misery and strife and all manner of vicissitudes. I don't know what the hell that word is, and I thought about that last night as I was reading, in bed. So hold on, let me look it up now, because I'm in my PC. Vicissitude. What the hell? Vicissitudes. Okay. So it's a change of circumstances or fortune, typically one that is unwelcome or unpleasant. Okay? Alteration between opposite or contrasting things. But yeah, a change of circumstances or fortune, typically one that is unwelcome or unpleasant. Okay? So yeah, they say that the world is full of misery and strife and all manner of vicissitudes and evil, and that the joys that we experience are all temporary and last only for a short time before misery once again claimeth its permanent place in our hearts. That's what Satan would have us think, right? That's what these charlatans would have us think. But it ain't true. It ain't from the Father. The Father is all love. He is all good. And he didn't give us fleeting moments of joy. Satan did that. Okay? Verse 37. And that which they say is true and is not said in hypocrisy but wisdom. And that which they say is true and is not said in hypocrisy but wisdom. But of this wisdom there are few who understandeth that which they speak. For behold, the works of the children of men are wicked, and bring forth the rewards that are associated with these wicked works, even this fleeting joy of which they speak, which is replaced with continual misery thereafter. Okay? Do you understand that? For behold, see, and the reason why it said that, it said in verse 37, that which they say is true. And it's not, and it says it's not said in hypocrisy, but wisdom. So what they say is true, but it's because what you sow, you gonna reap. So your temporary joy, let's say that you rob somebody, okay? Say you poor. And so right now you're in misery because you're poor, all right? And you rob somebody. You rob somebody, okay? Of their their wealth. You rob them of their wealth. Of what they have on them at the time. Say it's freaking a few $1,000s, okay? You got away with a few $1,000s. You're going to have temporary joy. You're going to have temporary joy. But then is only going to be short-lived because you just sowed robbing somebody. You sowed that seed of robbing someone. So it's going to be done to you. So there's only going to be a fleeting moment of joy for you. Okay? Because you sowed the seed of evil. Therefore, evil is going to come back upon you and take away that joy that you got right there temporarily, but it ain't going to last. That's what Satan gives to you. That's not what the Creator would have given to you. If you had to just sought ye first him, the kingdom of the Most High, seek ye first his kingdom and his righteousness, and then all of these things will be added unto you. Okay? And this is coming from the oppressed point of view. This is coming from someone that's dealt with poverty their whole life, okay? Still dealing with it, still facing it, okay? But yet the Father has enriched me with his word, and I'm going with it, okay? I'm just going to do his work, and he said he'll take care of me. Now, 37, one more time. And that which they say is true, and not said in hypocrisy, but wisdom. But of this wisdom there are a few who understandeth that which they speak. I clearly understand, okay? I understand why they say that it's temporary, okay? For behold, the works of the children of men are wicked, and bringeth forth the rewards that are associated with these wicked works, even this fleeting joy of that which they speak, which is replaced with a continual misery thereafter, because that robbery is going to come right back on you, bruh. And do you think that this would be the case if ye obeyed the commandments of the Most High and did that which is good and righteous in his sight? Of a surety, the children of men suffer all manner of vicissitudes and sadness and misery among them. But these things they suffer because they are wicked, and not because the word of the Most High is not sure in that which he has promised those who keep his commandments. And is it so hard to understand that if ye are happy, then ye are doing those things which are good before the Father? That is, I say, if the happiness that ye are experiencing is a continual happiness that lasteth forever. Now, I got something to say on this too, because for the most part, I am in a continual happiness, okay? But at the same time, I'm still in this captivity, alright? So, for the time being, it's still temporary, because this wicked system and wicked people impose their ways upon me, causing me to be miserable, okay? But the Father is going to deliver us up out of this captivity very soon. Okay? Because verse 41, and if ye are sad and miserable, then ye are doing those things which are evil and contrary to the plan of the Father. Now, not all of us are doing things that are evil and contrary to the plan of the Father, but like I said, we're in this captivity still yet, under the hand of the worst of the heathen, okay? And now, I have been commanded by the Spirit to give unto you an example of that which ye can do to have this temporary happiness with you always. Yeah, ye already know that the commandments of the Father are all related to the great commandment which he has given unto us, which is that we love one another as we would have them love us. We love one another, in that we love one another as ye would have them love you. Therefore a sin is anything that ye do to another that ye would not have him do unto you. And a righteous work is anything that ye would do unto another that ye would have him. And a righteous work is anything that ye would do to another that ye would have him do unto you. And if ye would do unto another what ye would want him to do unto you, and he does likewise unto you, then wherein can there exist a semblance of misery of any kind? Now, I brought a video out a while back. I don't even remember the name of it now. I don't remember it. Let me see. Because I never read this before, you know. I did this video a while back. And this is chapter 67. I hadn't gotten this far. Okay, so it's just amazing to me to be reading these things in the pages of this book. And it's confirmation with what I already had brung out. Okay? Like, I already brung this out. But I love this confirmation. I love the confirmation. Okay. It was something to do with love. I think it was let us love one another. I'm thinking it was that one. Let us love one another instead of judging one another. It has something to do with love. Like, if we all kept the laws of love, then this world would not be in the state that it's in. Okay? This if we all kept the laws of love, then the world would not be in the state that it's in the least bit. You know, if we all kept this law. Okay? Now, verse 46. Would not then this happiness last forever in that which ye have done unto each other? And are not the vicissitudes and miseries that we experience in mortality only those things that others do unto us? And are not the vicissitudes and miseries that we experience in mortality only those things that others do unto us, as I just stated, as I just mentioned, about how I'm in this captivity and others force their miseries upon me, their wickedness upon me, which causes me to be miserable? Like this economic beast system, this economic system that they set up upon this land, forcing us to have to work for a living, when the Father freely gave us these things, when the Father freely gave us land, yet they took our land and put us into captivity. That's putting me in misery. Okay? Exactly what this verse is saying. Tiger, stop it. Okay? I want to read that verse 47 one more time. And are not the vicissitudes and the miseries that we experience in mortality only those things that others do unto us? For the sun continueth to shine in his fullness every day, giving light unto the world according to the laws of nature in which it has been established. Therefore it is giving unto us, and taking nothing from us. Therefore, is it capable of sinning against us? The sun doesn't sin against us. Now, some may beg to differ. Some may beg to differ. Those that were not, those that are, you know, well, I'm not going to say it because I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings or nothing. But you know who I'm talking about. Those that can't tolerate. See, the Father would not create anybody upon the earth that can't tolerate the sun, okay? Because the sun was given for us. So those that have a problem with the sun, obviously there's something wrong with them, okay? There's something wrong with those that cannot tolerate the sun. And there are some pale-skinned people that can tolerate the sun, all right? There's a lot of them out there. So the ones that literally cannot tolerate the sun, like vampires, okay? You know, that's what I think of. Them that can't tolerate the sun. And you must wear your sunscreen. Okay, I'm going to get off of that subject. Alright, now I ain't trying to put nobody down. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. Despite how for hundreds of years my people has been put on the bottom and we have been portrayed as the worst of the worst, okay? And we have been portrayed as ugly and this and this and that, when we were actually created perfectly. You know, our melanin, all of this was original, okay? Pale skin is not original. I'm trying to get off the subject, okay? I'm trying to get off the subject, alright? Let me go back to this. I already read verse 47 again. Let me go ahead and read verse 48 again, okay? For the sun continueth to shine in his fullness every day, giving light unto the world, according to the laws of nature, in which it has been established. Therefore, it is giving unto us, and taking nothing from us. Therefore, is it capable of sinning against us? And do any of those things which the Most High has provided for us on this earth, even the fruits and the plants that provide us with nourishment, do any of these sin against us and cause us misery? Let me pause right quick. Because I hear a lot of people trying to talk crap. Trying to talk crap about how you can get parasites from fruit. How you can get parasites from vegetables. That is a lie from the pit of hell, okay? Now the only way you're gonna get parasites from a fruit or freaking vegetables is maybe nowadays with the way that this wicked ass government is tampering with our food, okay? Genetically modified organisms, hello? Alright? They're probably creating some abominations, okay? That they're forcing upon us, alright? Again, more misery that these wicked people are forcing upon us that have been placed in captivity. And it ain't just a Negro that's in captivity. These days, it's all of humanity. It's all of creation. Do any of those things which the Most High has provided for us on this earth, even the fruits and plants that provide us with nourishment, do any of these sin against us and cause us misery? Yet if our neighbor taketh more of the fruits and the plants than are necessary for his own nourishment, even that there is none left for another, does this not create misery and strife among us? Hold on, I gotta go get my cat and lock his ass up because he's tripping. Tiggy, it's your baby. Alright. Okay. Where are we at? Let's see. Alright, let me go ahead and reread verse 50. Yet if our neighbor taketh more of the fruits and the plants that are necessary for his own nourishment, even that there is none left for another, does this not create misery and strife among us? And if he who has nothing to eat cometh to him who hath taken more than that which he needeth for his own nourishment, and asketh of him something to eat, and if he who has an abundance saith unto him who hath none, I have nothing to give to you, does this not cause misery and unhappiness? Let's bring this around to our days today, okay? Why do you think there is robberies? Why do you think that all this chaos that is upon the earth today is because of the greedy, okay? Everybody is miserable because we're all having a fight for scraps, you know? Bruh. Look at the super elite. Look at the super freaking wealthy, alright? They have such abundance, but they have stolen everything, okay? Look at the starving people all over the earth. Look at all the homeless people, bro. I mean, it's freaking heartbreaking to think about this, but I think about it all the time in my own poverty, okay? Like my own struggles and all of this. Like, it's not, I've brung out many videos before. It's not like I haven't, worked a freaking job, okay? I've done that and was still fucking poor. So it is bullshit, bro. This system is bullshit, and it causes misery amongst the people, okay? And it has caused me great misery my whole life, okay? Now, does this not cause him who hath none to rise up against his neighbor, who hath an abundance, and take by force that which he requireth to satisfy his hunger? Is this not a cause of misery? Yeah, it is true that when the man took more of the fruits and the plants than that which he needed to sustain himself, he began to feel a temporary joy and a satisfaction that he had an abundance and a security of his future needs. But this temporary joy persuadeth an even greater misery when he turneth away his neighbor and keepeth this abundance for himself. It's like those that have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. What are you holding on to that money for? What is the point to hold? What is the point to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank, bruh? It would take you a long time to utilize all that money, You could use that money to help people in need. But yet you're sitting here storing up a treasure on this earth. What is the point of that? Bruh, I want to try not to get on that because I'm not trying to hurt nobody, okay? But it's just, I think so different than my family, okay? Like, if I had $100,000, I would not have $100,000 in the bank, okay? Because I'd be helping people, Bruh, I would not be sitting on that kind of money when there's people around me that's starving. And it irks me to my deepest core that people are sitting on this kind of money when there's people around them that are needing that money, that are needing this to sustain their life. Verse 54. And if the man gave unto his neighbor of his abundance so that they both were filled, then how great would be the gratitude of one and the satisfaction of the other, knowing that he saved the life of his neighbor, and this joy would never be forgotten, nor would it end. Therefore, and then let me just make a point. That last verse, let me reread that again. Okay? This is loving thy neighbor as thyself, okay? If the man gave unto his neighbor of his abundance so that they both were filled, then how great would be the gratitude of one and the satisfaction of the other, knowing that he saved the life of his neighbor, and this joy would never be forgotten, nor would it end. Okay? That's loving your neighbor as you do yourself. That's a perfect prime example of that. Therefore, I would that ye should know that a sin is anything that is contrary to the plan of happiness that the Father taught unto us in the beginning. And in order for the Father to teach us that his plan was the only plan that we could possibly find this eternal happiness, he commanded that there be times upon the earth when his children are left to themselves, and that Satan might have an opportunity to give his plan unto the children of men without the interference of prophets of the Most High and ministrations of the spirit world and the ministrations of the Holy Spirit, which turn the hearts of the children of men from evil to good. And these are the times in between the time at the beginning and the times in the meridian of the time of the history of the children of men, and the half a time that shall be in the last days of the history of the children of men in this world. Yeah, these are the times of the great wickedness, or sin and misery, as I have explained it unto you. Or in other words, these are the times that the children of men live contrary to the plan of the Father, and by living contrary to the plan of the Father, they experience great misery and unhappiness among them. And I have already related to you in this record a brief history of many of these peoples that lived upon the earth during the time and the times, and also those who lived upon the earth in between these two different time periods. Verse 60. And now I have also explained unto you that the time of my making of this record is near unto the end of the times of which I have spoken, and the time is not yet, but is soon to come, that the end of the time shall come, and the beginning of the period of time between the times and the half a time shall commence upon the earth. And I have abridged the words of the brother of Jared concerning this Muhammad, who shall be the last prophet in the dispensation of the times. See, all of the prophets that we hear about, all your religious prophets like Buddha, Muhammad, Jesus, all of them, all of them, pretty much all of your religious, all of your prophets, your main ones, okay? Who's to say that the Father did not tap these people? Who's to say that he didn't tap these people in their errors, in their time, okay? In their error, when they were upon the earth? Who's to say that the Father did not speak to these people, okay? And cause them to write books, all right? But as in what happened to the so-called Holy Bible, is the same thing that happened to all of their records as well. So your Quran has been altered, okay? Just like the Bible has been altered and corrupted, and evil has been intertwined and mixed with good. And same as your Quran, your Bible, your other all of your freaking religious texts, okay? It is good intertwined with evil. Evil mixed itself in with the good, okay? And the scriptures have been altered and tampered, okay, by wicked men. All right, and then sold to the entire world by the way of the sword. Christianity being one of the main ones. Okay, Christianity has spilled the most blood, and then you got Islam like right on the heels of Christianity in the amount of blood spilt upon the earth, and that's your two biggest religions upon the face of the earth today. Okay. That's your two biggest religions. The ones that spilt the most blood. That should make you think. That should make you go, That should make you question something. Goodness sakes. And now I would that ye should know more concerning the beginning of this period known as the times, and the other of the holy prophets that Yahusha called at the beginning of this time to teach the plan of the Father unto all those upon the earth. Let me see if I want to read all of this. It's kind of important, but yeah, and this is exactly what I just said too, because I mean, like, it was already in my spirit, bro. Like, even though I read this last night, it was already in my spirit that religions have been created from the Israelite documents, okay? The Israelite scrolls, alright? Our records. And I don't think it was just the Israelites, because there were some others. See, the Bible does not give us the full, it doesn't give us everything, okay? It is not the infallible word of God. There are so many other records out there that helps to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to be a willing vessel for the Spirit of truth to flow through, to put these pieces of the puzzle together to give us a bigger picture. Alright, let's go ahead and continue. Verse 63. For it was at the beginning of this time, which is the times that Zenos and Zenock were prepared and sent to the Israelites at Jerusalem, and of whom Lehi testifieth according to the record of Nephi. And now, forgive me, because some of these names I cannot pronounce, okay? And I also have mentioned to you of Confusti and Laotis, who were sent unto the people, who are the descendants of Benelli and Cain. And these were sent at the beginning of the period known as the times. And it is also important that those of you who shall receive these things in the latter days know of the two other great prophets who were called by Yahusha to administer his word unto the people of the cultures in which they lived. And they were called Gautama, who was later called Buddha, and Rishabha. And these were both holy prophets, who taught the people the plan of the Father, having received their instruction and their callings from Yahusha in their own times. And it is expedient that ye shall have mention of these, because of their influence of the cultures among the children of men, and because of the way in which they are perceived in their latter days. And in the latter days there shall be many religions and diverse churches, which preach many forms of these religions. But the main religions of the latter days shall be of those which are based upon the corrupted teachings of these holy prophets that I have mentioned in this record. So you have Jesus Christ, you got Muhammad, which is, the Islam, you got Buddhist, you got Krishna, you got all of these religions, okay? Judaism, okay? Corrupted teachings of these holy prophets, okay? Behold, these religions shall be known as the Muslim, and the Hindu, and the Buddhist, and the Jew, and the Christian. And from these shall come forth many sects, each teaching many different forms of these religions. Can we not look around in the world today and see this? You cannot deny that we can see this, okay? We can clearly see that these four religions, or five, yeah, it's five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Muslim, which is Islam, Hindu, Buddhist, Jew, and Christian. Okay, Judaism, Christian. Alright, and from these shall come forth many sects. Are there not many sects of these religions? Each teaching many different forms of these religions. Is that not happening? And now, these things have been made known unto you, that you might know the mind and the will of the Father concerning all of his children. Not just the Israelites, but all of his children. Okay? All of his children. All flesh and blood beings upon the face of the earth. Okay? Black, white, yellow, it does not matter. It doesn't matter what race you are, what nationality you are, what skin tone you have. If you are alive, you got the breath of life in your lungs, then you are a child of the Most High, okay? Because he gave you the breath of life. And you can choose, you can freely choose for yourself who you want to serve. Whether you want to serve the power of life and love, or you want to serve the power of death and destruction. It's your choice. Verse 71 again. And now these things I have made known unto you, that you might know the mind and the will of the Father concerning all of his children. Yeah, did not Yahusha call these holy prophets, and give unto them his commandments, and teach unto them his gospel, which is the plan of the Father? And are we not all children of one power, even the Creator of our spirits, and the Creator who set in motion this system and order of nature that revolveth around? Okay, I'm going to scratch that, talking about revolving around the sun. We don't revolve around the sun, people. The sun revolves around us. Not everything in this sealed portion is correct, okay? There's still some corruption up in here with their heliocentric worldview. That's a satanic worldview, alright? This geocentric, alright? The earth is the center of attention, alright? Now, the sun was created to give light upon the earth. The earth was not created to revolve around the sun, alright? So the sun was created to give life unto the earth in which we live. And it revolves around us. Verse 73. And did not Yahusha say unto his disciples, that he had other sheep which were not of this fold, and that he must bring them also unto the Father by teaching them his gospel? Sorry, people, I know it's been a while, and I need a smoke, and I'm not hiding it. I'm not gonna hide it. I don't, be outright about it. It's been a while. Alright. Let me see if I can actually pull this up on my PC so I ain't gotta hold this tablet. Give me a second. Let's see. Verse I'm on here. verse 73, I think I'm on. Okay. Alright. Did not Yahusha say unto his disciples that he had other sheep which were not of this fold, and that he must bring them also unto the Father by teaching them his gospel? Do ye not see what the Father has done for his children in mercy and in patience? Do you not see that he has given unto us his gospel during the times? Okay, hold on. Has given us his gospel during a time and times and half a time. And during these times, were there not at least some of his children who found continual happiness when they followed his plan of happiness for them? And during the times that he withdrew his spirit and left the children of men unto themselves, were not these time periods increased in misery and in turmoil and in wickedness among the children of men? We're living in it right now. I'm living in it right now. During these times, during the times when he withdrew, well, not now, because his spirit is back now, but before his spirit was back, like 1990, okay, the year 2000, alright, all the way up until like 2016, 2017, when the spirit came back into the earth. For a reason. People are overlooking it. But it's a reason that his spirit is back in the earth now and is inhabiting his people. Okay? Those of us that are obedient. And it has nothing to do with skin tone this time around. And I already brought out a video about this. Because we're living in the days of sowing and reaping. Okay? Everyone is going to reap what they have sown. Not all Gentiles have sown death, destruction, and murder. Okay? And not all Israelites are righteous. Okay? There's a whole bunch of self-righteous Israelites out there professing a lot of this and that, yet living their lives wickedly, doing polygamy, treating the daughters of Zion like trash, cussing people out, not doing unto others what they will want done unto themselves. They're not keeping the true laws of Yahusha. And many of them are still stiff-necked, and many of them are very rebellious. Therefore, they are going to reap the things that they are sowing and that they have sown. The true elect of the Most High are those that keep and guard his commandments and literally walk in his statutes. Okay? They keep his eternal law. And it has nothing to do with skin color. It has nothing to do with nationality. Alright. So yeah, we established that, when his spirit is off the earth, and he's about to deliver us. Like, we're not going to stay in this captivity. Okay? He's right now. You best be thanking the Father that we're here doing this work, because we're here to save you. We're here to give you this word so that you can make a logical choice who you want to serve. Okay? Because Satan didn't give you a choice. He force-fed you. Now, let me continue. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and reread verse 75 because it's important for this to sink in. During the times that he withdrew his spirit, 400 years he had withdrew his spirit, okay? During the great tribulation of the Israelites, okay? During the times that he withdrew his spirit, he turned his face from us, okay? He told us that it was going to happen. He told he was going to turn his face from us, okay? During the times that he withdrew his spirit and left the children of men unto themselves, were not these time periods increased in misery and in turmoil and in wickedness among the children of men? Yeah, could there be found any righteous and happy people upon the face of the earth during these times? Hell no. In 1990, everybody was partying. Everybody was like, I'm going to party like it's 1999. Like, you know. Verse 76. Hath not your own history testified unto us that the plan of the Father is the only plan that we can follow if we want to experience joy and happiness forever? Is it not why our Father hath provided the opportunity for us to experience mortality, even that we might prove to ourselves that all of his words are true? And it came to pass that when these great prophets of whom I have made mention died, their followers began to corrupt their teachings, and in many ways changing the pure gospel that was given unto them by these prophets. And after they had corrupted their teachings, they began to teach for doctrines the precepts and commandments of men, mingled with the enlightened words of wisdom given by these prophets. And in this way, Satan was able to subvert the plan of the Most High and put in place his own plan, which plan has caused exceedingly misery and pain among the children of men. And now I will give unto you my final words concerning the time and times and half of time. For Yahusha has forbidden me from giving unto you anything further than that which I have given you, and that which I am about to give you concerning these things. For if he truly had the Spirit to be with you, then ye would know these things, as it was in my spirit already before I read this, okay? For if you truly had the Spirit to be with you, then you would know these things. And if you would listen to the prophets who have been sent unto you, then you would know these things, if it so be that you are too weak in the spirit to understand them for yourselves. Behold, after the period of the times has ended, there shall be a great period of time when the Spirit shall not be upon the earth, even a time when no prophets of the Most High shall be called to give the fullness of the gospel to the people of the earth. But at the beginning of the half of time, shall this first prophet of the latter days, even he who shall be called Joseph, after the name of his father, he shall be called, and shall give unto the world the fullness of the gospel once again. Now this is your Joseph Smith, who they have corrupted his writings and they've corrupted his stuff too, bro. They corrupted that prophet, okay? Because first of all, he was melanated, all right? He was of the seed of Joseph, okay? He was, of the either the tribe of Ephraim or something like that. But they were over in the fourth part. Okay? Over in the fourth part. Lehi, Nephi, and all of them were over in the fourth part. Okay? And the fourth part is the Americas. Alright? It was cut off from the rest of the continents. Alright? It was separated by many waters. Alright? So your North, Central, and South America is separated from the three parts. You can clearly look on your map today and see that. Alright? The Americas is the fourth part that the Bible and Revelations speak about. Okay? So the beginning of the half of times, that's when Christopher Columbus, that was like right before Christopher Columbus had came over. Now, he was given the fullness of the gospel once again. Okay? And Christopher Columbus came over. He took over these lands, the worst of the heathen, and they basically stamped out the truth, okay? And they took all of these writings and corrupted them and gave them back to the world and spread it by way of the sword, okay? Now, your Mormon religion has twisted and distorted a lot of things and have downtrodden, the original people, okay? Of what the book was, who the book was written by and about, okay? They want to call so-called black skin a curse. Alright? There's a lot of corruption within the Book of Mormon. I get why people want to throw it out, but you're doing exactly what the enemy wants you to do. That's the reason why they put that in there. So that you simple-minded people would just throw out the whole baby in the bathwater. You don't want to empty the muddy waters. You don't want to empty the dirty water and then save the baby. No, you're like, no, kill the baby along with the water. Like, what's wrong with you? Use your common sense that the Father freely gave to you. You don't want to throw out the whole book. Read it and absorb that which is good and throw out the bad, okay? Empty the dirty water. Save the baby, okay? Now, verse 85. Alright, I'm only going to finish. I'm going to read the rest of this chapter, alright? And we're going to wrap it up after that. Verse 85. And in the meridian of the half of times shall this final prophet be called forth, to establish the truth of the first, and take away all the stumbling blocks that have been put in place by Yahusha because of the wickedness of men. And he shall be called Christopher, being a bearer of Christ, and shall be he who shall bring forth this record unto you. And this record shall be the final written revelation given by the Father to prepare the world for the coming of the Messiah in the glory of the Father. And the Messiah shall come at the end of the half of time. Now, we are in the half of times, people. Just think about that. We are literally in the half of times, okay? So, and he is rosing up his final prophets, okay? Now, we don't call ourselves prophets. I would never call myself a prophet. I'm a servant, here to do the will of my Father, okay? And fulfill my purpose upon this earth. Now, the Messiah shall come at the end of the half of time, and at this time there shall be no more need of prophets or scriptures or holy men to teach the fullness of the gospel to the world, for the Messiah shall reign supreme, and he shall throw down all the governments and the religions of the world, which have been set up according to the precepts and commandments of men, which are wicked. And Yahusha shall cause to be set up the final government of the Most High, which shall be established according to the plan of the Father. And now It is expedient that ye should know the times of Satan and his power, that ye might realize that the Father has given Lucifer, who is Satan according to the Spirit, a fair opportunity to show forth his plan upon the earth. And since the beginning of time, Satan has been trying to win over the hearts of the children of men to his plan and turn their hearts from the plan of the Father. And he has done this through the ministrations of the spirit world, where he resideth with those who follow him, as I have already explained it unto you. But in all the time periods of the earth, Yahusha has forbidden Satan from using all of his knowledge of the power of the Most High, which is the ability to understand the laws of nature and to control them to bring happiness to the children of the Most High. And part of the argument of Lucifer is that all of the children of the Most High should have the privilege to become like their Father and have his power so that they can give themselves this happiness. But the plan of the Father does not allow those who are terrestrial or telestial spirits to have this power. And this he forbiddeth, because of that which these spirits would do with this power. But Lucifer disagreeth. Okay, hold on. But Lucifer disagreeth with the Father, and maintaineth that all the children of the Most High should have the same opportunity to enjoy all the benefits of being an exalted being like unto the Father in all things. And in the beginning, even as a spirit, Lucifer argued this point successfully, because none of the children of the Most High had yet experienced the effects of the flesh in their spirits. Okay? Let me reread that so that it can sink in. And in the beginning, even as a spirit, Lucifer argued this point successfully, because none of the children of the Most High had yet experienced the effects of the flesh on their spirits. And the Father knew that those who had chosen for themselves those glories in his kingdoms, where they did not serve others, but were served themselves forever, could not have his powers and knowledge bestowed upon them, because they would misuse these powers and destroy themselves and create imbalance and chaos in his kingdoms. Okay? This is exactly what the earth has become. Okay? The Father allowed it, and I'm going to get to it, okay? We're going to get to it. We're going to get to why the Father allowed the earth to become what it is today, okay? Nevertheless, because none of his children had experienced mortality when we were all spirit beings, okay? Remember, we were spirit before we came into mortality, all right? Nevertheless, because none of his children had experienced mortality or the effects of the flesh, as I have mentioned, there was no way that he could convince Lucifer or those who followed him, nor could any of us know for surety until we experienced the effects of the flesh firsthand, as was provided in the plan of the Father from the beginning. But during the times of the earth, when Satan went to and fro upon the earth, deceiving the children of men and turning them from the Most High to his plan, he was forbidden by the Father to give much knowledge of the powers of the Most High unto them. And this the father forbade, because he knew that with this knowledge the children of men would destroy themselves. Nevertheless, this is verse 100. Nevertheless, 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 so that none of his children would question the exactness of his plan and the wisdom of it, because the Father is all love, baby. The Father is all good. He is all good, all merciful. The truth does not need to be defended. Let it loose and it shall defend itself. The Father is not a dictator, okay? He gave us the choice to freely choose, okay? And he's going to allow Lucifer his time, all right? Nevertheless, so that none of his children would question the exactness of his plan and the wisdom of it, the Father shall allow Satan to have complete control over the hearts of the children of men during the half of time during the latter days, while at the same time allowing the Spirit and the holy order of the Son to dwell with those who choose to do the will of the Most High. Okay? This is happening right now. As we speak. Today. Okay? So right now, we're in the half times. We're in the half times, alright? And, right now, Satan has deceived the hearts of many men, okay? And at the same time, the spirit of the Hamashiach is dwelling with those of us who have chosen to do the will of the Most High. And at that time, he shall be allowed to give unto the children of men some of the knowledge of the Most High, and the understanding of the laws of nature, so that they may use these laws according to the dictates of their own wills and pleasures. And of these things I shall make an account later in this record. And we definitely gonna get that, people, but not tonight. And now I end my words, which I have been commanded to give unto you concerning a time, and times, and half a time, which have been spoken of and written of by the holy prophets. Okay? So, this is going to be long enough, so I'm not going to drag this out. Plus, I haven't even gotten into chapter 68 yet. And I'm going to be getting into that as soon as I get off here. And I'm going to do my reading and go to bed. It's 11:30 p.m. my time, and it's 5:21 of 2022. Shalom.